In 1885, Buffalo Bill's Wild West show opened and was the first depictions of the Old West, despite it still being the Old West. Buffalo Bill's Wild West show depicted and dramatized the famous battles such as Custer's Last Stand, alongside gun shows featuring marksmen and women such as Annie Oakley and Frank E. Butler. In 1887, Buffalo Bill's Wild West show was invited to England by the Queen, Victoria, and was a hit overseas, spreading the popularity of Western media. In the year 1899, the first Western film, Kidnapping by Indians, was released. Now it was hardly a film as it was only a minute long, but the fact it was a video at all was a milestone. The 1903 film, The Great Train Robbery, came out and often cited as the true first Western. To the silent era of the 1920s and 1930s, William S. Hart, a real cowboy, was known as the first cowboy film star. William was an actor, a screenwriter, a director, and producer of his small film production. He's remembered as foremost as in the silent era to his films, and imbued all of his characters with honor and integrity. Another popular figure in the genre was Tom Mix. He would be known for his stunt work, flamboyant style. The style was wide-brimmed hats, vests with pearl snaps, boots, cut jeans, showed more people further spreading the cowboy pop culture. He would appear in over 300 films and performed his own stunts with his horse Tony.
The 1940s and 50s were the golden age for cowboy movies. John Wayne was by far the most iconic cowboy actor. His most famous and iconic films, The Searchers, the Oscar-winning True Grit, and the career-changing Stagecoach, changed the genre forever. Gary Cooper was another icon of the Western genre. He would star in High Noon and The Plainsman, portraying outlaw Wild Bill Hickok. His role was the strong and silent type. Gary brought more maturity, morality, and authenticity to cowboy pop culture. Instead of gunslinging acrobatic cowboy, he brought a hero of quiet courage and self-conflict to the genre. Years later, in Italy, filmmaker Sergio Leone looked at the westerns in America and decided that he wanted to make his own. And he did. In 1964, he released his first spaghetti western, A Fistful of Dollars, featuring Clint Eastwood. For those unfamiliar with the term spaghetti western, it refers to a western film made by Italians. A Fistful of Dollars revolutionized and popularized the spaghetti western genre and spawned two sequels to the movie, For a Few More Dollars and The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. Sergio Leone's films would be hailed as some of the best westerns of all time and referenced in media decades after their release. After the 70s, the era of the typical Western was over, and in its place was the neo-Western. These were darker and in some cases more substantially violent representations of the Western era, as throughout the peak of the Westerns up until 1968, the Hays Code was in effect, restricting what could and couldn't be depicted in films and television. These neo-Westerns would delve into deeper social issues such as racism and misogyny that were already, albeit less, discussed in Westerns prior.
The genre went from movies and the odd TV show here and there to having video games and a vast number of movies and TV shows. Movies like No Country for Old Men, El Camino, and The Ballad of Buster Scruggs are regarded as some of the best neo-westerns. And on the video game side of things, the Red Dead Redemption franchise, which was a huge love letter to the Western genre as a whole, and contained tons of references to popular Western pop culture and real outlaws in history. The reason Westerns continue to live on even decades after the golden age of the genre is because of these neo-Westerns, breathing new life into an over-century-old genre.